Ross, can we firstly start Michael Johnson? Obviously it's a devastating blow for him. Just tell us your thoughts on that and the likely replacement for him.
Yeah, disappointing, isn't it? But it is what it is, and I need to get some details on it. I think he's seen the surgeon today. But yeah, mentally moved on. He's done. It was a great effort to sort of do what he did, and yeah, we're trying to work through the scenarios. Obviously, they're a very powerful front half. You know, the recruitment of Tippett and Franklin's been extraordinary for them. So then you couple that up with Reid and Goods and their smalls. It's really quite powerful, isn't it? So look, it's not the ideal scenario for us, but it's not something we're dwelling on. Our job's to plan and prepare and come up with solutions. So, you know, there's lots of permutations. Alex Silvani will definitely come in. You know, Alex Pearce has had a really good year, young player. It'd be a big thing to throw it to him, but one he's capable. Tanner Smith is a big man that played on the weekend. He's played senior football. And Morabito's probably a bit of a wild card at, you know, 194, 100 kilo beast. You know, could play on those types. So, and then, you know, do you put a Zach Clark back there or a Main and bring in another tall, a Griffin and a Hanneth, or go a bit small because it's going to rain. So we've got to work through all of that. And we're just really finishing our review today and tomorrow, and then we'll move on to Sydney. So that's the way we do it. Nothing changes week to week. But the short is not ideal, but we'll come up with a solution we're really comfortable with.
You did mention Luke McFarlane. Is he already been ruled out, or are you giving him?
Yeah, he won't play this week. Unlikely. A bit like McBarlow's unlikely. He's unlikely.
Can we take you seriously with that comment?
No, he's unlikely. But stranger things have happened.
And Alex as well. I think he's done the job on Buddy before, where he's kept him, you know, sort of shut him down. Are you confident that he'd be able to do that again in a final?
Well, I'm unaware of that. That hasn't occurred since I've been here. So, Buddy's a special player. History, his league career tells you that. So, but look, it's not again. I know where the focus is. I understand that, but it's going to be won and lost in the midfield. That's what I believe every week. Supply opportunity and limit opportunity. It's going to be about, you know, team defence. You know, it's going to be about pressure. They're a super team, Sydney. You know, they're on top of the ladder for a reason. You know, they've got all the boxes ticked. They're at home. It's a big challenge, but one we're up for and one we're keen to accept because we know our best football is good enough. They're going to ask some serious questions, and we're going to ask some serious questions of them. We believe over a long period of time we've conditioned ourselves to be in anywhere, anytime against any one team. And that's what we believe, and that's what we'll be aiming to deliver again.
Ross, can it be a bonus that Matt Fyfe has missed 2 weeks? Is he fresher? Did he need maybe to be freshened up? Can you see a positive out of him in what was a negative a couple of weeks ago?
Well, he was on a roll, wasn't he? A few BOGs, so that form was pretty good. So, look, he will be fresh. He won't be sore. He plays a very physical game. Been able to put a lot of work into him. He's incredibly, you know, he's been in my office 2 or 3 times over that period, just talking about how keen he is. He's set himself for finals football, and we're thrilled to have him back.
Do you think he'll be targeted after that game and what resulted in that game?
It's not something I've thought about, really.
Haven't spoken to him?
I don't think much targeting happens in AFL footy, to be truthful. I think he had a moment of aggression that was misplaced, and he knows that. And yeah, I think both sides are going to have plenty to play for. I don't think there'll be too much garbage dished up from 2 top 4 teams. They'll be attacking the ball and attacking the man in the right manner. So.
Ross, unusual situation, probably Matthew, Sandy, I think maybe Ryan Crowley-Owens have played at ANZ, going to a final. Most of the guys, is that right, haven't played at ANZ before?
Well, it's not something I thought about. But I think you're probably right. It hasn't been in my time. Yeah, it's a non-issue. It's got grass on it, got a few sticks, and we'll aim to kick it through and stop them being put through the other end.
It's probably similar width as Subiaco. Do you get a chance to train on it before the fight?
No, we never train interstate. We don't do that. We certainly mark the ground to the shape. It's 118 metres in width, so we get to practice that. But other than that, big, small, medium, we don't care. We're just thrilled to be really at this press conference sitting top 4 with our club captain with an opportunity, with a double chance. We've worked hard. And we know we're a team that's capable of going into state and winning, so that's what we're aiming to do.
There's been a lot of talk about the quality of the surface of the ground at ANZ Stadium. Do you have any concerns that this might not be up to standard?
Not one iota. I know the AFL will provide a safe work environment for our players. I know it'll be playable. Will the aesthetics be perfect? I don't know. It doesn't interest me. There'll be no happier group than the Fremantle Dockers when they run down the race and the ball's bounce. It's not something we're interested in, buying into. It's a variable we can't control. I have no interest in it.
Ross, you said after the game that you were relieved and really happy for the fans. You'd made top 4. There'll be a small band going over there to Sydney to watch. I know that's not going to win or lose the game for you, but
Yeah, it's important, no? We love that. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. Are you mindful of that sort of feeling and that sort of?
Certainly aware of it, and look, the last couple of final series, the treks to Melbourne and the amount that go over and really passionately get involved, it's an exciting club to be a part of. We're a growing club, and we're a club that's trying to write our own story continuously. So, yeah, that's why we exist. That's when you hear them roaring last week, I got no doubt they helped lift our boys and continue stimulating the effort. There's no doubt about that.
Ross, can you draw on any external factors to bring into the mix when you're preparing for a game like this weekend, or is it very insular, what's in the house?
External factors in regard to...
even supporters or other sort of...
I don't. It's really as boring as it is, around 24. So we prepare the same way every week. Bigger outcome. Yeah, not something. I think I've had a guest speaker twice in my whole coaching career. So, well, I don't. If we need external motivation, it's paper thin. It's not something I believe in or hang my hat on, or very rarely.
Are you confident Luke McFarlane will take part in this finals campaign?
That's not something I've thought of and asked myself. That's the plan. The plan is for him to participate, but I suppose time will be the judgment will come out in the fullness of time. That'll be answered one way or the other.
Outside of Franklin, where do you think Sydney's improved as a side for this year?
I think they're very good. Last year, there's no doubt they had some injury concerns and a bit of fatigue, but in saying that, clearly Lance has added a few goals to them. He's been a handy addition. And then their young players that continue to develop. Cunningham, Lloyd's in there, Towers has been playing. The continued development of Parker, so I think their youth gets forgotten a bit. They're really exciting. Jetta's back up and playing well. Reid, whose injury interrupted last year, is going well. The usual suspects down back. Pike's continued to grow, and they've got really strong leadership. So they're really a complete team in a lot of ways, aren't they?
Ross, do you remind your team of the manic pressure you put on in last year's prelim final? Or is that too far back? And you just...
Yeah, it's a long time ago. I'll probably show them some clips from last week and the week before. We water what we want to grow regularly, so the guys know we value pressure and work without the ball. And at the end of the day, if you look at the top teams, most of them would sit in top 4 defence. I think Sydney might be 1 or 2. They're very good. And to win it, you need to be top 4 basically or thereabouts in both, and the best teams are that. So, yeah, everyone's going to be valuing defence and offence. And both teams are great contested ball teams. And both teams had great preparation going in, I would have thought, off their round 23 clash.
Ross, you mentioned the forecast was for rain on the weekend. Is that
Apparently,
any advantage to your side? You seem to really play well in the wet.
Yeah, we think we're a good weather team, but again, you get to this, the filtering process has been really strong to this point to get the top 4. So the top 4 have played in all conditions all over Australia and have come through that challenge. So neither side will be worried about wet, dry or windy. It wouldn't matter.
As a coach, what emotions do you go through heading into a final series?
Good question. I don't tend to self-analyse that much. Look, we all feel emotions. Sometimes you feel confident, sometimes you feel a bit of stress and anxiety, but that goes with the territory. I'd rather be taking that than be sitting in a restaurant having a couple of beers with the other coaches. So it's certainly, if I just use my emotions to stimulate what's important, which is preparation, and as the players do. So I'm really excited by, I don't take it for granted. It's a lot of hard work to get here, but the real season starts now, to be truthful. So, just firmly focused, stimulated, really excited. But with that, there's some anxiety, understanding that you need to prepare really well for a top-class opposition. And my job's to navigate the play group and give them best opportunities. So it's a responsibility I take very seriously. And, hopefully all the experience of the past helps me prepare them well.
Well, so you seem generally pretty calm, even like if someone's out for 8 weeks, you generally just, well, okay, we deal with that, we move on. Is
Yeah.
that really what it's like inside? Do you sort of feel it's the skill?
Well, if there was another way to be that would handle the situation, I'm happy to hear it, but I don't think there is. I control the controllables. That's out of my control. People are hungry to be led under pressure. My job's to lead well, and I'd suggest good leadership is laying down a clear path of going forward and some solutions and some guidance, and again, that's the job.